is a Bailey Pegasus Rimini. Going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll take you through this in person here on site. On each side of the van at the front, you have your two wind down legs to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. You'd never lift the caravan with these wind down legs. It is only for stabilising. It could potentially damage the floor of the caravan if you lifted the caravan up with the legs. You then have your water pump connection coming into the side of the van, which very simply pushes into the side and locks in place. And then you've got the water pump that actually drops in the Aquaroll itself. You've got your trim heating vent on the side of the caravan. You need to leave this clear at all times. You'd never cover it up, for instance, as it's essentially the gas flow for the water systems and the heating systems. You've then got your gas locker with your regulator on the bulkhead or on the side of the van, and your two gas bottle tie downs. It's a maximum of two 6 kilogram propane gas bottles on any caravan at any time. You've then got your motor mover. We'll demonstrate that while you're here on site, and the wheel nuts will be torqued before you leave site to the correct recommended specification. You've got then your two grey waste pipes coming out the side of the caravan. So the fresh water that goes in the front has somewhere to come out. It comes out through these two pipes here. And you have two bits of grey pipe that push into the side of the van and down into the waste master. On the back of the caravan, you have the toilet flush tank just here, which takes 3.5 litres of water prior to use and a cap full of the pink fluid. In the bottom, you have your toilet waste cassette. So you pull up the handle, pull the cassette towards you. The neck here turns out so the waste can be tipped away. And this cassette takes 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. The cap you've got here is the cap you measure your fluids with. And on the back of the cassette, you've got an orange pressure relief button. So when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. Again, on the rear of the caravan on either side, you have the wind down legs to stabilise the caravan. On the door side, at the back of the van, you have your underbed storage, so you can store your items underneath the single bed on the left-hand side of the van. You then have your mains power lead coming to the side of the van also, and that connects to the power source on site. You have your 3-pin socket, so you can have power coming out to your awning. Then behind the door, you have your two fridge vents, which essentially allow the hot air out the back of the fridge unit and take some cool air in. You've then got your under-seat storage at the front of the caravan and your barbecue gas point and your last wind-down leg. Going inside the caravan now. As you come inside the door, you're going to see your main controls for the caravan. So you've got power on and off, you've got your internal lighting and your awning light for the outside of the caravan with your voltmeter at the top. The water pump here can be turned off to start with until you're ready to fill the water system. So I'll demonstrate that next. And to fill the water system, you're first of all going to come underneath the seat on the front right hand side. Underneath this seat, you will find a hot water tank with a yellow valve down the side of it. You can just about see it in that video there. Unfortunately, I can't get any more light to it, so I do apologise. That valve, prior to filling the water system, needs to be parallel with the floor. If that valve is upright, as soon as you turn the water pump on, all of the water will drain straight back out the caravan and onto the floor underneath the van. So like I said, the valve needs to be parallel with the floor. You will notice I've already filled the water system, but then you'll come over to every tap on board the van, open all the taps up on the hot side, and once you've got them taps open, so all of the taps open on the hot side, like I said, you'll then come over to the water pump and you'll turn the water pump on. And then once the water system is full, you'll have water running continuously out of every tap on board the caravan. Now you want to make sure you've always got water in the system and you never let it run dry, as potentially it could burn the pump out on the outside of the caravan. And also if the hot water system is turned on, it could actually burn out the element inside of the tank. So now the system's full, we're going to shut each tap off. We're then going to be able to start thinking about warming and heating the caravan up through the control panel on the wall just here. So, as you can see, you've got your control panel here. Press the central button to go into your options. The first icon you see flashing here is your room temperature. So you've got room temperature off, and you can spin the dial round once you've selected it by pressing the button in the centre, right the way round to 30 degrees. So then we can set that at 30 degrees. And the gas symbol or the flame symbol here will appear to let you know the caravan is warming up. The next option we have here is your water heating for the caravan. So we'll press the button in again. At the moment it's on boost. You've got water off for when you've got no water in the system on board the caravan. You've got eco, which is around 35 to 40 degrees of water temperature. hot, which is around 45 to 50 degrees, and then boost for when you're showering. So if you're going to shower on board the van, you need to select the boost. That will let the water heater kick in, and it will boost for a time period, then turn itself back off. Again, if you want to select the eco or hot, you'll just press the central button, and it will allow you to select that temperature of water heating. The next icon that you see here is the amount of power you've got coming into the caravan, or the power source you want to use for powering the heating and hot water. The first one you see here is the gas option. So if you've got gas on board and you're off grid, then you're going to need to use gas. You'll simply select the gas option. It will self-ignite on gas as long as you have the gas system turned on. You've got mix 1, which is 1000 watts of power and gas at the same time. Mix 2, which is 2000 watts of power and gas at the same time. Electric 1, which is 1000 watts of power on its own. And electric 2, which is 2000 watts of power on its own. It will depend on what power source you have available on the site you are on to what's one of the electric systems or electric wattages you set it to. If you've got 2000 watts of power available, then obviously you'll select the 2000. If you have 1, you'll use the 1000. The combinations, if you feel you need a bit more power, you'll use the gas combination and the electric at the same time. We'll set it to electric 1 for now, so it starts doing as it needs to do. On the end here, you have your blown air option. So you'll press the button in. You've got eco, high, eco or high on this particular van for the fan speed. So you can select high. And what will happen is then the fans will kick in and it will start blowing the warm air around the caravan once the system has warmed up. And then eventually you'll get the air coming out the vents. Down the bottom of the screen here, you have 3 options. The first one here is to set your timing for the heating and hot water, which we advise you read the manual for. The second one here is setting the clock on the control panel, and the M1 here is some advanced settings, which again, for all of these, we do advise you read the manual. If you connect it to mains power, you will actually notice it will come up with a plug symbol on the right hand side here to indicate you've got mains power coming into the van. Microwave, cooker, hob and grill, all very self-explanatory. Work very much the same as your household. The 240 electric ring will obviously only work if you've got mains power connected to the caravan. We're going to go to the fridge now, which again is very simple to use. If you want to use the fridge on mains, I'm just hoping this clears up, you can select the mains option just here, and you'll be able to control the temperature of the fridge on the dial on the right hand side. The thicker you go with the line on this side, the colder the fridge will be. If you want to use 12 volt mode from the car you are towing with at the front of the caravan, if the car's connected, you can have the control panel turned off inside the door, and you can select the 12 volt mode here, and it'll allow the fridge to work as a cool box while you're going down the road. It will not completely chill the fridge, and it will not freeze the compartment up. The temperature control at that point is completely irrelevant. If you want to run the fridge on gas, you can very simply do that. By selecting the gas option at the bottom. You'll press in the temperature control and hit the igniter at the same time. Now, once it has ignited, you'll continue to hold in the temperature valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds. Then slowly release the valve. You'll know if the fridge is ignited on gas because this little orange line that you see here will come around to the black line and potentially into the green. As long as it's on the black line there and it's moved from the white, you'll know the fridge has ignited on gas and it is successfully, or it is running as it should do on that system. Again, on the gas, you control the temperature of the fridge on the dial on the right hand side. Turn the fridge off, you simply spin it back to the top position and the fridge will isolate itself back off. So the last part of the caravan we're going to go through is in the bathroom, the toilet system. Taps, shower, etc. all work very much like your household appliances as long as you've got the water heating turned on the control panel just there. They'll all come on and work as they should. Oh, one thing I haven't said to you about is the microwave. It's actually an eco microwave, so you can see it's got an eco button here and it looks like it's turned off at the moment. However, I press the button and the microwave comes back on. Just a power saving option for that particular microwave model. The toilet system, again, very simple to use. Electric flush on the toilet, full indicator toilet to waste cassette, so that lets you know when the waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat does turn for your convenience, so when you are using the loo, you haven't got to be cramped in the corner, you can turn it as you can see. However, when you're removing the waste cassette from underneath the van, you do need to make sure the toilet seat is pointing straight towards the front of the caravan, as it has 2 lockout tabs on the bottom of the toilet seat that turns, and it locks the toilet cassette in place under the van if that toilet is turned. So if it's being used, the cassette can't be removed. Below the toilet, you'll see a grey handle. Now that grey handle is the handle that allows the waste into the toilet cassette underneath the van. So you do need to make sure that is opened up before you use the loo on the van, as if not, the toilet waste won't actually go down in the cassette underneath. We do advise when you finish using it to shut the flap back off so you get no smells coming up inside the van. So that is the Bailey Pegasus Rimini. If you have any further questions on the van, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company. We'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.